After the divorce, I had nothing left. I wanted to start over from scratch. I moved into a rundown apartment in a strange city. No real job, no pets, and of course, no wife, no old ties to the outside world. I was just dragging out a miserable existence. I was firing off resumes nonstop to every opening I could find, and eventually landed a crappy gig at a local cafe slinging mediocre coffee to mediocre customers. The boredom was suffocating, and even though the move had been recent, I needed a total overhaul again. And then, as I thought at the time, luck finally smiled on me. Among the flood of random applications I'd sent, one stood out. Fire lookout deep in the woods. No experience required. That's right, a fire lookout. One of those solitary types holed up in a 70-foot tower in the middle of nowhere, scanning for blazes and keeping an eye on campers who might want to light one up. Some folks hearing 2 months alone in a fire tower would think, God, that's the dullest job imaginable. For me, it was like hitting the jackpot. I've been a woods kid since day one, grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and every weekend, plus all summer, Dad hauled me out of the suburbs into the Cascades or the Olympics, multi-day backpacking trips, just the two of us. An old pack, a tiny camp stove, and the Milky Way so bright you could read by it. I learned to start a fire with one match before I could tie my shoes right. Nights on sleeping bags, stargazing while Dad strummed his old guitar and sang half-forgotten tunes from his youth in a voice like gravel and honey. The city beat all that out of me. Wedding, mortgage, 60-hour weeks, divorce, and the sinking feeling I couldn't remember the last time I'd seen real stars. I was turning into a zombie who measured life in Excel spreadsheets. For me, this wasn't a job. It was a reset button, a chance to wake up to birdsong instead of an alarm, to breathe pine sap instead of subway fumes. Dad's gone now, but every chord he played still echoes in my memory. This tower wasn't isolation. It was coming home, I thought then. Of all the applications I'd thrown out there, I remembered this one clearly because it was weird. The spot was filled, but they were taking resumes just in case it opened up. I thought, strange, but sent it anyway. And then the offer came. A gruff voice, mid-50s maybe, laid out the pay and explained I'd live on the tower until summer's end, about 2 months. He stressed starting ASAP, gave directions, and said I'd begin tomorrow if I agreed. I did. I just parked the car at the end of the road and now faced a 2-hour hike to the tower, a little past 8 in the morning, and Mark, the guy who'd called, had warned it would take that long, so I set off right away, aiming for noon. Mark assured me my tower, my new digs, would be stocked with food, and I'd radio the nearest one for the full rundown. It was chilly for a summer morning, but I was buzzing with excitement about the trail. These woods are legendary for their beauty and quiet vibe, exactly what I'd been craving. I reached the tower just after 1 p.m. The path had been tough, but straightforward, with good signs and a clear trail. The tower was more imposing than I'd pictured. I'd say 100 feet tall, with a compact cabin on 4 stilts and an external spiral staircase leading up. Nearby, an outhouse and storage shed, probably for supplies. I'd check it out later, once I climbed up and ditched my pack. The ascent was a real workout, tiring but doable. I'd adapt. The cabin was snug with a wraparound balcony. Inside, a cot, main radio, table with a map, books, toolbox, portable radio, lamp, binoculars, and flashlight. The huge windows all around let the endless forest pour in from every side. To the north and east, a thick carpet of pines and firs stretched to the horizon, dark green bordering on black in the shadows, with midday sun gilding the treetops. To the west, a jagged ridge of mountains loomed 10 miles off, still dusted with snow, and dead ahead, about 8 miles out, the faint needle of the neighboring tower, my closest neighbor in this empty universe. When the wind wind rustled the crowns, it felt like the whole forest was breathing with me. Stepped to the balcony's edge, and it was like floating in space. 100 feet of drop below. Nothing but trees, sky, and silence that rang in your ears at first. I stood there for the first few minutes, just taking it in. For the first time in years, I felt small, not lost, but right where I belonged, like someone had finally thrown open all the windows in my head and let in fresh air. I dropped my pack and remembered Mark's tip, radio the nearest tower for guidance. So I did. "Hello, anyone there?" I asked, fiddling with the big radio. "Hey, you're the new guy, right? I'm Allison." A cheerful woman crackled through the static. "I've been covering your sector while you hiked in, but I can't see far into it, so glad you're here." "Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm the rookie, Oscar," I replied. "Mark said you'd get me up to speed." "Sure thing. You've already got the radio down, so that's a win. Outhouse is at ground level, same with the food cache. Mark or Hassan restocks weekly. Job's mostly scanning, making sure no one's camping overnight where they're not supposed to. And no rogue fires," Allison went on. "Plus trail checks, but it's all in the handbook on your desk. Give it a read." "Thanks, Allison. I'll dive in and call if I need anything," I said, pumped. "I'll radio if questions come up." Silence. Fine. She seemed solid. I grabbed the handbook and started skimming. It echoed her words, just in denser, technical lingo, but I'd memorize it to nail the job. As I flipped, a sheet of lined paper slipped out, hand-scrawled in frantic blue ink. It read, "Rules for avoiding the smiling lady. If you spot a woman in the woods with a manic grin, don't approach or draw attention. Get back to your tower. If the radio crackles and it's not your nearest tower, ignore it, no matter what you hear. If you hear a woman crying between 1 and 4 a.m., tune it out. At night, sleep with the lamp on. If it flickers, hit the main light until dawn. If it dies completely before you can, hide under the cot till morning. At night, if you hear footsteps rushing up the stairs, switch on the main light until dawn. Don't make it by the time she's at the top. It's too late. If you wake to the smiling woman at the window, cram into the cupboard and hold your breath. She'll enter. You'll feel her hovering over you. Don't breathe. Lasts seconds. When she leaves, main light on till dawn. If you hear scratching anywhere, cabin or outhouse, kill all radios and burrow under the covers till it stops. Checking a campfire at night and hear a woman scream on arrival, run to the tower like hell. Heading back to your tower and see someone inside, run. Don't stop till the next tower. Don't look back. She's chasing. What the hell? Some twisted hazing prank. I reached for the radio to grill Allison about the insane list, but I wasn't about to be the newbie who bit and got roasted for freaking out, so I let it slide. Instead, I'd scout the area, grab a bite, and settle in. "Good night, buddy," Allison radioed just as I was nodding off that first night. I jolted awake in a panic and stammered back, "Night, Allison. Thanks for the rundown today." First day in the books. The next, I patrolled my sector, swinging the trail-clearing hatchet. Each whack on dead branches beat any therapy session. Then I hunkered down with the manual, forest regs, comms protocols. How to report a night fire properly. Allison checked in a couple times, just chatting to see how the rook was holding up. In our quick talks, I never breathed a word about that weird 9-rule list still sitting on the desk. Early days were daytime only. My first night shift loomed soon, so I drilled procedures in case I spotted a blaze or camper's fire on the horizon. And then it was here, my inaugural night watch. Slouched in the chair, feet up, binoculars in hand, pitch black all around, just distant lights from Allison's tower flickering like a lonely lighthouse, silence so thick you could hear your pulse thumping. Then, from below, a faint scrape. At first I figured squirrel or raccoon. rummaging the supply bin, normal stuff. But it dragged on. 10 minutes, 20, an hour. Steady, like nails slowly dragging metal. Shift winding down. I keyed the radio, voice steady, all quiet, just odd noise below, sounds like wildlife. Over, got nothing back, signed off and headed for the cot. That's when the scrape returned, louder, right under me, and as I edged closer to bed, it picked up speed, like whatever was down there sensed my steps, and got excited. I froze mid-room. The scrape stopped dead. Heart slamming, I took another step. It started again, clear, rhythmic, almost tuneful, like someone toying with me on purpose. Then both radios, main and portable, shrieked in unison, cranked to max. I jumped, nearly toppling the chair, killed the portable, lunged for the main, and caught the list in my peripheral. Rule 7 stared back. On hearing a scrape anywhere, kill radios and hide under the covers till it stops. I'm no believer in ghosts, swear it, but logic went out the window. 2 flicks, everything silenced, and I dove under the blanket like a kid dodging the boogeyman. Lay there, breathing into the pillow, listening. The scrape crept right to the door, soft now, almost affectionate. Like someone delicately, delightedly tracing long nails along the wood. I stayed put till dawn. Morning, I crawled out sweaty, bags under my eyes, feeling like a total fool. Woods, critters, static, new gig, frayed nerves, all made sense. But I stashed that list in the desk drawer anyway, just in case. Now I'm set to make the most of the day, convinced the next nights will be smoother. Can't shake that scraping from last night, though. What was it? Gotta be an animal, right? God, I hope so. Thoughts racing wild. Anyway, out on patrol, hitting the routes, checking clearings for illegal camps. Dusk falling, so time to head back, rounding the loop to the tower when I spot a sight. First, real action. Tell 'em to break camp and scram. Hiking only zone. Head over, wide clearing amid the trunks. Single red-yellow tent, dead fire pit. Hey, I call. Can't camp here. Hiking trails only. Silence. Closer now. Call again. Hello, anyone around? Nada, gut twists. Something's off. Can't put my finger on it. Just wrong. Figure the hikers stepped away and I'll be back, but near dark has me uneasy. Wait, list had a rule for this. Yeah, rule 8. Checking a night fire and hearing a woman scream on arrival. Haul ass to the tower. Okay, no scream. Empty site. Not even embers. Radio Allison. Hey, found a camp. No fire, no people. What now? Where exactly? She snaps back. Cords from the map, flashlight lit. It's full dark. Got it. Edge of my beat. I'll swing by. You RTB to your tower, okay? You sure? Dead sure. Careful out there. She's the vet. I'd check in once back. Hiked half an hour, nearly home, when a sharp side trail branches into the trees. Weird, not on the map. Figured I'd missed it. Check tomorrow. Up top, plop at the desk, fish the rules from the drawer, stare 'em down. Ask Allison? Nah, not till something else freaky hits. Just an empty camp. No screams like the rules warned. Suddenly the main radio crackles. Hey, Oscar handled the campers. Guy was off taking a leak by the trees. Didn't know camping's off limits, Allison explains. Must have been mid-squat when you were there, walking him to his car. All clear. Cool, thanks for the assist, Allison. Night. Felt bad she trekked into my turf for Nada. Hit the cot. Next afternoon. Last night smooth. No drama. Morning wolfed down chow. Appetite ramping from all the miles. Mostly stuck to the balcony. The view soothed. Time for late afternoon sweeps to nix any camps. But first, that mystery trail off the map. Got there quick. Close by and crisp as any official path. Someone's been tending it, like the mains. Stroll downhill, nothing fancy, gentle drop, Then the trees part like curtains, unveiling a small glade. Dead center, another tower, abandoned as hell, paint flaking, windows shattered, stairs half rotted. Weird, no mark on my chart. Closer now, and the cabin door above hangs ajar, swaying lazy in the breeze. Pitch inside, radio buzzes. Oscar, where you at? Radio, silence. Found a weird trail, stumbled on an abandoned tower, not on the map. Beat. Oscar, bail, now. That's not one of ours, and stay the hell away forever. She cuts out, no Q&A. I freeze, staring at the corpse of steel and wood, chill snaking my spine. Wind kicks up, and swear to God, eyes peer from those busted windows up top. I spin and bolt, near run, back at mine, still quaking. Night drops fast. After that first scrape, I leave the lamp burning per Rule 4, still calling bullshit on the prank. Drift off rough. Between 3 and 4 a.m., a soft but sharp woman's sob jolts me awake from below the tower, like choking on grief, but grinning through it. The tone's forced, unnatural smile woven into the wail. Rule 3, ignore. Pillow over ears, rigid till it fades. 10 minutes. Exhale only then. Morning. Zip to Allison, too embarrassed to cop to nearly shitting from normal crying. Days blur, acclimatizing to height, hush, solitude, no more scrapes or sobs at night. I nearly convince myself it's all newbie brain farts. Truth, new rhythm, elevation, alone time, plus nights on duty. Woods never shut up. Owls hoot, deer snap twigs, badgers dig, night amps every rustle tenfold, especially perched in a glass box 10 stories up, with no soul for miles. Mantra looped, just nature, man, just nature. But deep down, that icy knot lingered, 'cause that scrape, it wasn't random. It synced to me, knew when I moved, froze, breathed with my steps, and the dead quiet after I burrowed, like the forest held its breath, waiting for me to peek. Morning laughs, city softy, first coyotes got you paranoid, but the list pocketed in my jacket, and damn if I didn't start listening to silence harder than before. Day 6, balcony perch, binoculars on sunset, when a thin smoke plume catches my eye in Allison's sector, small but real. Radio, Allison, smoke at 270, about 8 clicks. Long nothing. Allison, dead air. Switch to general, hail mark, hoarse reply. Oscar, Allison's gone, tower empty, just found out, you're solo now. Guts freeze. How? Empty? When? Log, says 2 days back. Vanished. No note, no fight, just blood on the floor, smashed window. Lower the radio slow, one loop in my skull. Talked to her yesterday, day before, every day. Voice was hers. Dead ringer. That night, no sleep, chair vigil, mains and lamp blazing, hatchet across knees, heavy, cold, list front and center, pour over lines like they'll crack open secrets, reveal who scrawled them in hellish dark, hand shaking, knowing pursuit. Closed in. Near 2 a.m., radio clicks on solo. Lunge up. Hatchet clangs floor. Pulse in throat. Static. Then her voice, achingly familiar, chipper and warm. Oscar, you up? Listen, I was thinking. Come down. Got something to show you. Right nearby. Freeze. Mark said empty. Blood. Gone 3 days, brain flash, alive, hurt, calling for help. But the tone, too honeyed, too coaxing, like someone slipped into her skin like a suit. I stay mute. Rule 2 bites in. Radio wakes, and it's not nearest tower. Don't respond. Whatever you hear. Static drags, voice drops to mic kiss whisper. You feel it, right? She's watching. Lamp flickers, slow at first, then frantic, like toyed with. Bolt up, slam main switch. It's maxed. Flicker goes berserk. Rule 4 hammers. Lamp dies full. Undercaught till dawn. It dies. Snuff. Blackout. Moon sliver seeps glass. Thin. Frosty. Footsteps on stairs. Quick. Light. Bare. Step. 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 100 rungs, each a nerve strike. Hit floor, cram undercot, palm gag so hard I taste copper. Heart thunders, she'll hear through planks. Stops at door. Eternal hush, then soft, almost loving. Scar. Door creeps open. Inch by inch, moonlight, pale, filthy bare feet. Stock still, meter from cot. Hold breath, no air. Feet pivot, retreat. Door whispers. Shut, under till dawn. No sound, no stir. Morning verdict, done. Bail today, pack up, descend. Hike to car. 4 hours, free. Bag slung, legs pound down to ride. City, normalcy. Halfway, truth hits, won't let me. Neck breath first, then steps. Light, bare, mirroring mine. Speed up, she matches. Slow near stop, she echoes. No leaf crunch, just my boots and her ghost soles. Glance back, trail empty. Now steps ahead, she lapped me. Wasn't passing, just there. Instant. Peripheral, tree fringe, tall, unnaturally slim silhouette, bent like blue shadow, long arms claw bark with talon fingers, matted, filthy hair trails ground like sodden weeds, face, just the grin flashed, ear-to-ear Joker from Nightmare Comics, skin stretched, drum tight, ready to split, eyes bloodshot, bulging to pop, flash gone behind brush, but stench slams, swamp muck, rotting fish, sweet corpse undercurrent, gut reels, near puke, spin, bolt back to tower, soul spot with walls, height, light. 'Cause now I know, cross forest line, she crosses too. Car, city, apartment, bed, looming bedside every night, heart hammers, run blind, no look back, but skin prickles. She's pacing me, not chasing, strolling, invisible tether holds distance steady. 200 steps up like a goat, burst in cabin, slam door, glass rattles, bolt it, useless iron before, back to door, slide down floor, hush, birds quit, pull list, fingers quake, paper cracks near tear, scan, rules 1 to 9, faded, ancient, under 9. Fresh line, ink glossy wet, like scrawled behind my back while turned. Find her body and burn it. Only the one she's hunting now can light the fire that takes her. Otherwise, she'll shadow you forever. Below, shaky scrawl, I know. Cave on north slope, 300 yards from abandoned tower. Go now, while light, weak in day. Sit, sheet fixed, blood ebbing back to brain. Hush, absolute. No stair creak, leaf rustle, bird call. Forest holds breath, awaits my play. Edge to window, trail bare. Pine tips sway faint, like unseen passer just slipped through. Lurking shade, she didn't leave, gave space. Sun dips horizon, shadows stretch, stretch. Stay till dark, she comes unbidden. No rules, no outs then. Grab burners, 2 kerosene cans. Old tarp, every lighter. Signal flares. Hatchet belt, pack back. Descend stairs. Hush so deep, sweat trail ticks temple. Birds silenced, like sound switch flipped forest wide. To Ghost Tower, veer north. Cave claims me, black maw and rock. Bush choked like mouth long hungered for me. Inside, damp earth, cloying sweet rot like spilled perfume on decay. Flashlight shakes, beam drowns black 20 yards in, darkness swallowing. Deeper, walls pinch shoulders, right turn. There, small chamber. Floor, woman, 30s, gaunt. Once white dress, now filth rags, face serene, lips grinned ear wide, skin yanked hand tight, mouth corners cracked, eyes open, vacant, locked on me like waited all along, long pale hair, matted mud, black, chest gash, deep, bloodless, dried ages ago. Her drop pack, hands autopilot, splash kerosene, body, walls, floor, gas mixes rot, near heave, flick lighter, fingers, strangers, steps then, close, bare, soft, back tap, no fear left. Turn. It blocks passage, no girl, no human. Chalk pale skin, eyes bottomless wells, grin stretched, face split imminent, arms freak long, knee dangling. You came, it rasps, voice Allison echo, all vanished before. Lighted, please, waited so long. Click, flame, toss, fire erupts instant, floor body twitches. Relief, sigh, blaze roofward, crimson wash all. Passage thing screams, not pain, rage, skin bursts, dry earth, black tar oozes cracks, grin holds, eyes hate blaze, lunges, hatchet up just in time, blade ghosts through smoke like, it ghosts through me, inner ice bath, heart stutter, collapse, last sight. Fire chews body, walls tumble, it flame center, arms wide, scream fading, fading, to breath whisper, thank you. Black, wake, grass mouth cave, sun near set, body throbs beaten, hatchet near, pack good. Cave caved, black hole, smoke thread skyward, tower trudge, ascend, cot collapse, radio mute, dawn, mark rolls up, find me breathing, wordless, haul out, tower sealed forever. City return, apartment lease, job snag, but deep nights, wake to bedside shadow sense. Light on, gone, pillow side, faint bare footprint, burnt flesh whiff, faint. Fire took body, not her. She's here still, grin near tender now.